Hello everyone, my name is Doug Graves and welcome back to another video. The placement stage is set and done. We're now down to 8 teams competing for the ultimate prize in Smite Esports, the opportunity to win the Smite World Championships, and lift me on air at DreamHack Atlanta. For the format for this video, I'll first talk about the 4 teams that made it here via the placement stage, and then I will touch on the 4 teams who made it here automatically from their performance in the Season 5 Fall Split. Once again, starting in Europe from lowest seed to highest, and doing the same for North America. So without further ado, let's get started with the placement stage teams. Finishing in 4th place during the placement stage was the 3rd highest seeded NASPL team overall, Space Station Gaming. While they looked extremely dominant to start the placement stage, beating SK Gaming in the process, they seemed to get progressively worse over time as their competition improved, losing to Rival in the following round. And while they still did beat Insigniam to make it to DreamHack Atlanta, the 2-0 loss to Trifecta in the seeding match is not exactly the best parting impression to make as Worlds looms. However, as previously stated in my placement round preview video, this team is full of Worlds experience. However, by losing to Trifecta, they now have to play arguably the best team in the SPL, Dignitas. Can the old guard of SSG take back their World's crown? Finishing in 3rd place during the placement stage is Trifecta, who honestly were probably one of the best stories of the entire placement stage. Though not the best, that has to go to Insigniam. After starting off their placement stage in the worst possible fashion by losing to the aforementioned Insigniam team of the EUSML, Trifecta bounced back perfectly, winning every other set they'd played in the rest of the tournament to make it to Worlds, while taking out formidable teams such as SK Gaming and Mousesports in the process. A further win against Space Station Gaming in the last match of the tournament is a good sign for the team moving forward, as they have good momentum to build off of heading into the World Championships. However, 3 of the 5 members of this team have never played at a PC Smite World Championships before, and their opponents, defending World Champions E-United, will be more than happy to use that against the boys at Trifecta. Can the red, white, and blue raise their banner high above the rest, and claim the title of World Champions of the Smite Ball League? Finishing as the runners-up in the placement stage is Team Rival. Last year's finalists once again proved that they're a whole different beast on LAN compared to their online performances. While they had their challenges in the bracket, especially against Counterlogic Gaming, they eventually prevailed in the end, until they played Obey Alliance for seeding in the knockout rounds. With the loss, Rival faces a familiar foe, the same Energy Esports team they beat last year to get to the finals. Can Rival make it to the finals again, and do what they couldn't do last year? Finally, we have the winners of the placement stage, Obey Alliance. Going into the placement stage, there were questions surrounding Obey. However, their biggest one was answered before the tournament even started, as Pretty Prime was available to play for the placement stage as his wife gave birth to his daughter, and both are healthy. And the power of new dad strength was real for the Swedish mid laner, as Prime and the rest of Obey Alliance looked fantastic during their placement stage run, showing a continuation of their fall split performance. Now, Obey finds themselves on the world stage for the 3rd consecutive year, and has to contend with the enigmatic team of Splice in the quarterfinals. Are the new dad powers enough to propel Obey Alliance to a world championship? And now we shift over to the top 2 teams from the European SPL. First up, we have arguably the most successful team in Smite Esports history, Energy Esports. The main core of this organization's roster is the same core of Adapting, Emilito, and Yaman that won 2 Smite World Championships, one with Epsilon Esports in Season 2, and one with Energy in Season 3. The team is still as strong as ever and is out for blood once again this year. While they're moderately disappointed with a 3rd place finish during the spring, they prove that they are well and truly back, dominating the summer split and winning the summer finals LAN. Combine that with a 2nd place finish in the fall, and there's no doubt that this team deserves to be here. Emilito and Adapting have all been here before and won it all in the past, while Maniac and Emilzy want more than just the semi-finals exits they've had with teams of years past. However, the team will have a huge challenge ahead of them, as their starting mid laner Yaman will not be taking the trip to Atlanta for personal reasons regarding his health, which is explained in a twit longer. I'm going to leave in the description. Replacing Yaman is Homie Efe? Yeah, apparently I'm reading this right. Replacing Yaman is former Counterlogic Gaming jungler Homie Efe, who's never played the mid lane at a professional level. Their quarterfinals opponent of Rival is also a familiar foe for Energy, and have knocked them out of the World Championships last year. Will Energy Esports be able to overcome all obstacles and become the first organization in Smite Esports history to win multiple World Championships? Finishing off Europe, we have a team who finally gets the opportunity to be on the world stage. Dignitas. And before I say anything, yes, they did change their logo recently and drop the word team from their name. Deal with it. Dignitas as an organization has been in the scene for what seems to be an eternity. However, for the organization, this is their first Worlds appearance ever, unless you count the 2014 Smite launch tournament as a World Championship. For a roster that has been one of the best in Europe since Season 4, now they finally can show their stuff on the biggest stage of them all. However, even Dig's year has been a mixed bag. Starting with a fantastic spring split that ended in heartbreak, spilled over into a summer of disappointment, bouncing back to a very dominant fall campaign. 4 of these 5 players have past experiences in the semifinals or farther, and the only thing the black and gold desire is to be declared the winners at the end of this event. However, their quarterfinals opponents of Space Station Gaming are more familiar to this stage than Dignitas is. Can Variety, CuboFred, Zeros, Arkil, and Trixtank overcome their past shortcomings and international disappointments to take home Smite's ultimate prize? And now we shift over to the top 2 teams from the North American Smite Pro League. First up for NA's top 2, we have the most surprising top 2 candidate of them all, Splice. When the organization took its first steps into the Smite Esports scene at the start of the year, many had questions about the initial roster, and even more were asked when the roster had changed before games even started. Sure, Splice may have finished at the bottom of the standings in the spring split, but even then a simple outsider could just see how unfortunate they were in some games. In the summer, the team made massive strides towards success, but it felt like there was something holding the team back. That something turned out to be starting mid laner the best, who before the fall split was benched for SML player Moswall. Then came the fall split, and Splice surprised everybody as a top 2 contender, even beating E United in a best of 3 set near the end of the split. Going into Worlds, some of these players have experience to build off of. Aurora, Devios, and Cyclone Spin have played at Worlds in the past, but none have made it to a finals before. Sino has played at console Worlds before, but PC is a different beast, and Moswell's never played at a World Championships ever. To top it all off, their quarterfinals opponent is an Obey Alliance team who looked nigh unstoppable during the placement stage. All the questions at the start of the year have been answered, but one more remains. Can Splice do the unthinkable and win the Smite World Championships? Last, but most certainly not least, we have the defending world champions and North America's top seed, E United. Last year, E United had one of the best fall split runs of all time, and snatched the gold at the end of the year. But this year, they have arguably higher expectations. However, this roster is fully aware of expectations, as 4 of the 5 players in this roster lifted Mjolnir last year, and the team as a whole has looked consistent all year, which can't be said for their top competitors in the NASPL. The one lone player who has not won Worlds on E United is Baskin, arguably their best player. Acquired via a trade with Space Station Gaming for last year's Worlds MVP Venenu, Baskin has continued to be fantastic, along with the rest of his teammates. E United is also facing a team they're very familiar with in the quarterfinals, the fellow North American team of Trifecta. Can the boys of E United become the first team to repeat as world champions since the roster of Epsilon/Energy, and swing the balance of Worlds titles back in North America's favor in the process? Well, that's about going to do it for this video. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, leave it a like. If you want to share it with a friend, go right ahead. Just share it. Share that link everywhere. I just want people to see it. I want people to be educated, and I want to maybe help people with their season ticket predictions if they really want to. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed once again. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.